Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kanam13 here, back with another video. This is how to get 2400 as Disc Priest in Solo Shuffle. So I am 2394. This is kind of a joke. This is actually my second take. You can see my best rating is 2400 though. Um, my first take had -5 bit rate, so hopefully this bit rate is better, and maybe I can get through it a little faster. So I have the notepad here. This is kind of like all I'm kind of gonna. I might not get through all of this stuff, but I'm gonna mostly hit, try to get through 80-90% of this, because I don't want to yap about like really small things, but this is what I'm going off of. If you want to screenshot this, um, I'm also going to reference it throughout the video. So without that, let's get going. So Disc Priest is good versus other discs. If you think you're a good disc, obviously you should be beating other discs who aren't as good as you. Holy Priests, Holy's kind of in the gutter right now. Otherwise, I would do a Holy video, but maybe I'll do that anyway. If I get enough support, I will do. I'll do a Holy video as well. And Holy Paladin, I think it has a solid matchup into, especially the Lightsmith Paladins. Arsham, this is kind of tricky. Arshams can actually have a good matchup into you if they play well, but most of them, if they're not hexing you, being really annoying, grounding, tremoring fears, then you can actually have a pretty easy matchup versus Arsham. I would say it's mid versus Evoker and Ardruid, kind of 50-50 toss up, and it's bad into Mistweaver, just because Mistweaver's hard to CC. Their output's usually pretty good. They can really annoy you. They just roll in, CC you immediately. It's really hard to like death their in caps, fade any of their CC. So, yeah. I always say get used to the abilities in skirmishes, BG shuffles. As an example, some of you might not know this, but when you fade, you reduce damage you take by 10%, making phase shift actually a really good defensive cooldown, as well as like an offensive cooldown. So there's a bunch of abilities. Make sure you read all of them. I'm just gonna get through I'm just gonna hit the highlights here, but yeah. So race, I still prefer undead. You can go gnome, night elf, human, orc. Honestly, a lot of the races are fine. I would say these four are fine. I still like undead because I'm a noob, and I don't always death fears, and that's why I have will, because it's just kind of like it's kind of like cauterize for fire mages. It's like, oh, you suck, but like we're still gonna save you. So that's why I like undead. So these are my talents for only shuffle. So don't use these talents for threes. You can use them for threes, honestly. Oh, whoops! Those are my threes talents. The first one, I just copied off of Meh, and these are my shuffle talents. So I don't go shield discipline because mana is not really a problem, and so I just do the radiance here. Twilight Corruption, I think, is really strong. I think shuffle's a big HPS DPS thing. Can you do a lot of HPS? Can you do a lot of DPS? The CC is kind of secondary because a lot of it's just gonna break at low rating. You can go. I usually go 2 throws of pain. You can go improve Purify if there's a Shadow Priest on your team. Maybe a Feral Druid. It's actually good into a Feral Druid removing infected wounds. I like Benevolence over Power Word Life. I like Prophet's Will. It doesn't stack with Binding Heals, by the way. And I don't go Borrowed Time just so I can get Schism and Twilight Corruption. Have really good openers with my Shadow Fiend. And I don't feel like I'm losing too much by not getting Borrowed Time. PvP talents, these are kind of cut and dry what I use. It does change a lot. Not a lot, but you could use these. I'm like 90% confident in saying you could use these 3 and get 2400 as a Disc Priest. Just make sure you go Inner Shadow. I think Inner Shadow should be chosen a lot of the time. Fade's also very good for, like I said, as a defensive. If you want to avoid CC, I think that's very good too. One thing I would say, maybe run Catharsis versus Afflocks and Shadow Priests. Another comp you might face a Demo Lock Shadow Priest. There I would run maybe Catharsis and Purification. I would run Purification pretty much into any Demo Lock, maybe Frost Mage. You can also run Thought Steal in the Frost Mage. I think that's really solid too. But if you just want to, and the last thing I would say is you can run a Strength of Soul into pure melee. So make sure it's like a pure melee comp, like Windwalker or warrior, but like a Beastmaster is not really pure melee because a Black Arrow's a lot of their damage. Survival Hunter, their bombs are a lot of their damage. So make sure this is into pure double melee comps that you run Strength of Soul into, like Outlaw Rogue, Fury Warrior, you know. And then yeah, but for most part, I just go these three. And yeah, I think Inner Shadow. I really want to highlight Inner Shadow is really good, especially in Shuffle. In Shuffle, it's really good. And make sure you're using Inner Shadow. Last thing I would say is I use Fate Bender as well. I think Fate Bender is kind of mandatory in Shuffle just because your 2-minute premonition lines up with the 2-minute. You know, the other 2-minute cooldowns like Incarn, Icy Veins. So you really want to make sure you have this, especially when the dampening's at like 45-50%. You can't really afford to take this, even though this feels better, and I do use this in threes. It's just because how dampening works in Shuffle, you kind of have to take Fate Bender instead. Yeah, everything else is pretty cut and dry. This is pretty much max dam during Shadow Fiend. I really want to spread dots with Premonition, and yeah. Let's go next. We have gear. So I'm mostly verse mastery, and obviously I have Forset. I don't get I just crafted the trousers, and I have Forset, first mastery. I go Ascendance and the Nerubian, which doubles the effect of the Ascendance, which is really nice. So you gain 90 of a secondary stat every 8 seconds because it's doubled, or I guess I don't know. It like reduces the cooldown in half. And then I have precog. I go mastery verse gems. I like 315 mastery because I just like extra stats. I don't like losing stats from the curse mastery. And yeah, you can go energy redistribution beacon. I actually think dust thread lining is really good too. I think redistribution beacon is really good if you're running catharsis because the damage that you take from the redistribution actually counts toward catharsis. So if you can find some cool catharsis builds, that would be cool. I'm actually testing that on my ult right now. But yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward. Just verse mastery on everything, speed and chance. Yeah, pretty cut and dry. You can always look this up. Look me up on an armory or look up what the best priests are doing. They're pretty much all going verse mastery. Some are maybe going a little haste. If you want to go haste, I would say try to get up to 8 or 9%. That's kind of the soft cap where the flash heal is 1 second casts in PvP. Make sure this is in PvP too, so attack a training dummy or something. Okay, next we have macros. I'm just gonna go through the macros real quick. Let me actually put this over here so I can have for reference. The most important macro, here's your death macro. A lot of the death macros look like there's like variants of them. I like this one. It's just deaths, whatever. I don't really care. It's just you press it, you death the nearest target. I don't even have to be targeting something. It just will death something. So I think that's really good. Then we have just general targeting macros. So target party 1, target party 2. I put these on a keybind over here, which is a mouse keybind. And you can see I'm clicking it right here with my mouse. And sometimes they'll be swaps, so I'll just swap it like this. And I'll also swap my dispel keybinds, which are right here. This is just like a purify, dispel macro. So if you want to dispel your target, I think these are important to have. Yeah. So I also have feather macros, which are good. This is it just feathers yourself. Really convenient. I also move faster with feathers too. I would recommend you get this one. You don't want to be placing feathers on the ground, just wasting globals, because APM is pretty much like the name of the game in WoW PvP now. The faster you can press your abilities, the more abilities you get off, the more momentum you're going to have. It doesn't always have to be the right abilities either. You just need to press things, What else do we have? We have a smite macro. This is just cast a smite at whatever you're targeting. So say you're targeting your friend, whatever he's targeting, you're going to smite that target. I always think that's good. I have a mass dispel macro, which I like to call the MD air macro. You just point it at your cursor and it mass dispels. I think that's good because it just saves a step, although I have been missing like every mass dispel lately, so I might get rid of this honestly and just go back to the OG. This is Mind Blast, same as the Penance one. I also have Vampiric Embrace. I don't even know if that's relevant anymore. Desperate Prayer macro. If you're using something like Dust Thread Lining, you need to stay above 80% health. Say I drop here, I'm at 42. I press the macro, I'm at 55, and then I cancel it, which is I basically cancel the Desperate Prayer effect. I'm now at 70%. So this is really good if you're using something that requires you to be above a certain health percentage. It'll just cancel the Desperate Prayer. You'll still get the healing from it, but it'll cancel the maximum health, which will get you at a higher percentage. This is a Dome macro to do at your cursor. This is good. I would suggest doing a cursor Dome macro. Let's see. Anything else? Dispel Yourself. And yeah, that looks like pretty much it. I'll go through my general rotation of what I do. Obviously, it changes from game to game. If you have bloodbaths, like melee bloodbaths, you want to just press everything really quick. But usually, I'll try to get Shadow Fiend out early. I'm always going to try to use Prem with Rapture. So it'll reduce Rapture by 10 seconds. I think that's good because I always find myself needing Rapture like right when it's up. I try to spread dots too, so I use the other two on Penance ideally. That's why you want to try to use Shadow Fiend first before you spread, before you use your Prem. And then I'm going to try to Dome early too if it's like a double melee. And then right after that, once we start getting into the middle game, we survive that. If I have to, I'll use a PS. I'm going to ulti-pen the middle game. I know a lot of people like to ulti-pen the late game. I just like ulti-penning the middle game, getting it out, keeping the tempo up. If I have to use a PS too, I'll use that. I'll use the Premonition of Piety, and I'll Dome if I need to. Then hopefully a minute's passed, I'll get there. We'll use our second Rapture. We'll use our Solace. And then in the final phase, we'll use our final Prem. If we have a PS left or one's coming back, we'll PS. And I try to save Trinket Swap for the end. And, you can use Trinket. I would say your Trinket's you're probably like one of your most important tools. You can either save it for swap the whole time, or you can use it in the opener. If you need to Trinket Dome, I think that's good, because maybe it'll probably come back toward the end too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. I'm just trying to cast Penance on cooldown, Shield on cooldown, and spread all my dots, man. Just spread all the dots. Okay, we got a pop. I had to edit that out because the queue was taking a little too long. We actually do get a Frost Mage here, so I might be playing around with some things. I'm not sure if I want to go. I haven't really gone Thought Steal much, but we'll see. I'm gonna give you guys 2 rounds. If I get shit on, I get shit on. I think this is fine. I could go double Dispel, honestly. Let's try a double Dispel game for Frost Mage. Come on, okay. Oh, he did that. I'm gonna PI the Feral, I mean. And I immediately Prem Raptured here because there's a lot of damage. Icy Veins is no joke, so if I can get a fly here, he's not really trying to blink in. Nice, I get a free fly, so that's really good. During the whole Icy Veins, just pumping this DH. I'm going to try a Dome here because it just seems like okay value. Get a Dispel here. Oh, he polys me. Nice, it gets broken. Love to see that. Half polyed. I tried to fade, unironically. Okay. Oh, good thing I'm double Dispel. I'm going to use a PS here. Sorry if I don't speak too much. Slept walk. It's fine. Man, he just keeps porting. Nice trap. I'm full polyed though, which really sucks. Maybe our Feral has to wall here. Oh, he walls really late, so I have to swap. MD this. But man, this guy just has port. What's the cooldown on this thing? He's just porting me left and right, so love to see that. Feared here. I have poly back. I'm probably going to Trinket the next poly just because... oh, if we get another. I'm not running MC. I'm just going to start casting out Raptures before I get polyed here. I don't think I need to trinket. Don't really have much to pair it with, so. We're using all their CC here. Oh, I tried to dispel that. He trinkets that. That's really nice. I dispel him here. Dispel that. Trying to get this last shroud out. I'll probably trinket the next poly here. D-beat here. Trinketing this, just so I can maybe get a fear. Fear here. Just damage. I'm kicked, so I'm gonna Mind Blast and Radiance. PI'd the wrong guy here. Big damn here. Kicks me, huh? That's not good. But we won. Nice. Okay, let's do one more. We were kind of winning that whole game. If you can, try to fear evokers. This evoker is really good at avoiding fears. So, I don't know. I need to know the cooldown on that blink. It's really annoying. Don't push like that for a fear ever again, please. All right, we're already getting trolled. Almost lost. Yep. But did we? Okay, I'm just gonna go normal talents here. Fade. I'm probably gonna PI the mage just because this druid's shit talking me. Nice. We fade the trap here. He wants to go hunter, so that's fine. I fade death, one of my things. Also, I should be trying to fly this. Fly the silence on the hunters if I can. I'm going for a fear here because I was defiant. If I can get a fly here, it's really good, so I'm going to go for it. Nice, we got it. Should be fine here. I'm going to try to dull my mage, even though he's standing like a kind of an idiot. He's kind of running around. I mean, he's not. I'm going to Piety here. Second Radiance. Lots of damage here. Refresh my dots. He's feigning my penances, which is pretty annoying. I really want to trinket this, but nice, he gets a clone. Really good. I'll try to half fear off. Half fear. Maybe we get turtle. Nice, we did. Okay, I'm going to grip my mage over here. My feral wall, so that's good. I'm going to give my shield to this guy because with the feral walled, they're also trying to go the mage, so. I'm trapped here. I have trinket swap if I need. We get a clone on the hunter, which is really nice. Bash, hopefully we can get a poly. It's half, it sucks. I didn't get this Mind Blast off either. I just step into the stun. Totally planned, by the way. I'm gonna heal my feral here. My mace has blocks, so he needs to use. I have Rapture back. I'm just gonna Rapture the feral, he should be good here. Trapped. I'm just gonna trinket this trap. Maybe it's a troll trinket, but somehow I missed this fear. That's really bad. We cloned, so that's kind of awkward because the guy another walks. So grip here. So, oh, he's hitting that guy. Okay, I'm gonna prem this guy. Stunned here. Trapped. Yeah, this feral's dead, man. Alright, that wasn't really a good round for me, but you just kind of see how I'm trading all my cooldowns. I like to ulti pen early. That was pretty bad. That one was pretty bad. But yeah, that's kind of how I play. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'm going to try to focus on this. I'll let you know the results in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. And yeah, peace.